We are?
Let's see.
Hello?
Hello, everybody.
Everybody, I think we've done it. Oh, yeah. We are back. We are back. Flabbergasted. We are back. I am back. Some of the hardest times are on this live stream. You think you got it tough on your jobs with your bosses? You think it's hard catching striped bass? This is hard right here, right now. Welcome back, everybody. The show has started, and I feel so much better. Honey, how you doing?
I'm in pain.
I know, it's terrible. It's terrible. So my wife broke her ankle last Saturday. She's healing. Man, all you do is you guys come to me on my live streams, on my Instagrams, and all you're hearing is Mr. Poseidon's in the hospital again. That's it. There's nothing about fishing going on right now. It's just about me dying. But anyway, I'm not dying. Anyhow, good to see everybody back. Happy you're back. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty issue, but we fixed it. We're back. No more looping. How you doing, Sal? Thanks a lot for that. Welcome back to the show. Guys, we're going to have a nice giveaway today. I'm going to show you right now. I love Hoka lures. This is called the Cowboy Metal Lip. It's double jointed, as you can see. This sucker catches fish like the gods are going fishing. And when I say the gods always catch fish. So I want to thank him for this. Beautiful, beautiful lure. I think it's an 8-inch. It's got a little rubber tail there on the end, plastic. Little jiggle on the end. And also we have the ever-famous Super Strike custom lures. I also want to read to you guys. If you guys ever watch It's a Wonderful Life, check it out. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and it is my favorite movie because it's always about giving. And in the end, guys, there isn't anything better in life than to be rich in friends. You try very hard to make everybody happy. You can't make everybody happy, but I can. Who's not going to be happy seeing a Van Staal and a Van Staal 7-inch titanium plier with a bunch of great giveaways? But I want to read something to you guys. Hey, honey, where's my glasses? They're in the cap in the other room? Is there anything going right tonight? I need my glasses. I can't see. Oh, man. Life is not easy. They're in the other room.
Get up.
No, I know you can't. Guys, I'll be right back.
If it was me,
say hello to everybody.
I would have to crawl on the floor,
Yeah,
on my knees, or slide around on my butt. It's so sad. All we've been doing is crying nonstop. Hey, Outcast. Jay Falco says, check under your hat, Mr. P. Totally. Must be a full moon. Oh, okay, cool.
Tags on and everything.
Got the backup pair. They still have the tags
I
on.
got the backup pair.
Here you go.
As you can see, I'm not bullcrapping. Look at the tags on them. They're still on there. So I want to read something to you guys. Kind of awesome. And I appreciate this. You guys get me right here. Let's find it first. So it's been pretty cool. We're heading towards Christmas. I am super psyched. Always super psyched about Christmas. I'm looking for his text and I can't find it. I can't find it. That's it.
That was from Bill?
Yeah, that was from, I got it. Here we go. Okay. So I got this text today from Bill Jacob. If anybody doesn't know who Bill Jacob is is the president of the Montauk Surfcasters Association. They run a great club there, fishing club. I mean, a lot of the best surfcasters, I would say, in the Montauk area and much more are part of that organization. And they run also some awesome tournaments during the year, and also ran a beautiful plug show. We didn't expect to get millions of people, but we got them. No, we didn't get millions of people, but it was still a great time, and I enjoy. So this is the text I got. He says, Eric, which is my real name if you guys don't know. It says, Eric, Spice up your giveaway with an ET bullet and shirt combo, as well as a Killer Bee plug and shirt combo. Bill, I want to say thank you for that. We're going to add that into the giveaway for next Sunday. The giveaway is absolutely phenomenal, as you guys know. I'm going to keep that post running through the week. Now, I'm going to let you guys know, in order to be eligible, you've got to tag 3 people you know. But a lot of people think it's like the other sites. I expect a comment on there. Now, God forbid one of you guys wins and you don't have a comment on there. I'm not going to let you win. The rules are the rules. It states it. When I leave something, read the whole thing, okay? I know everybody can read here for sure, but read the whole thing. And like I said, you got to leave a comment, tag 3 people, like it, and be a subscriber also on YouTube, where we're having the show right now. All right, so enough is enough. Honey, it's been a rough last couple of days, right?
It's been a rough year.
Yeah,
it's been rough years.
Yeah, years. Yeah, years. 25, right?
25 years.
25 years. Okay, guys, so here we go. Today we got Bayside Dave on. Dave is a phenomenal fisherman down in the Jersey Shore area. Dave also does everything from boat fishing to freshwater fishing to saltwater fishing. He's even fished on the moon and caught a striped bass. That's right. I confirm that. I'll show you the pictures. But other than that, Dave's an awesome fisherman. I'm glad to have him on my show for a 3rd time. I have him on my show. He's going to give you a lot of information tonight. Keep your ears open. Keep your eyes shut and your mouth shut. And just listen to what Dave says. I promise you, if you listen to him, you'll become a better surf fisherman in Jersey. So, Dave, what's up, Dave?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
It's a beautiful thing, Dave. How you doing, buddy?
Great. Thanks for having me on. I'm so sorry you guys are dealing with your broken ankles and your surgeries, but you guys sound good. You look good, and let's go, baby.
That's right, buddy. You got it. Thank you for that, Dave. I'm sorry about the little technical difficulties we went through. So, gonna have to throw the wife off the roof again and break the other ankle this time. Yeah. But anyway,
of course, it's all my fault.
It's all her fault. Anyhow, Dave. So, Dave, I want to ask you and start off. How's the Jersey fishing this year, the fall season?
The fall season's been phenomenal, and you all know it out there. I mean, we had striped bass starting in October with the big girls coming down to 50s to 40 pounders, all starting up north as they always do, running down south. And this year the water stayed warm. The air was warm, the temperature was warm, and the water didn't cool down as quickly as it usually does. That chases the bass away by this time, but we're still catching stripers off the surf. We're still seeing 18, 20 pounders. The big girls are gone. They're down south, sunning themselves with their toes in the sand right now. But they still got the kids coming, bringing up the rear, and we're still doing strong here on the Jersey Shore for sure.
Very nice, Dave. Very nice. I know I saw that picture I posted that you were going to be on this week. That was just a phenomenal fish you got there. Big fish. And just by the expression on your face, you looked real winded. You want to tell us a little about that one?
Yeah, that was the biggest one to date for me that I caught off the surf.
PB.
That was a phenomenal day. We were up in where were we? We're up north, up in I can't think of it now. In North Jersey there.
Don't worry about it. I was on the tail of that. I almost had that fish.
We were up in Sandy Hook. We got there early. We had low tide that we started out. Things weren't doing so well. And then at the tide started coming in. The birds started showing up, and we were throwing plugs. And we got onto some fish for a couple hours here and there. They would come into the surf. You'd see the birds working right up to the surf line, and we'd be throwing our plugs, pulling in like 30, 35-inch fish, which was a lot of fun. And, then the birds are moving out. The bait fish are gone, but the fish are still there. And that's what you got to remember when you're out there in the surf. Just because the birds aren't there and you don't see the bait fish, there's stripers out there still swimming around looking for food, man. And you got to just keep throwing your plugs. And like I said, that day it was like we had the bait fish coming in little waves. They come right up to the beach. it was like fish in a barrel, throwing plugs, pulling in fish, and then it was blind casting for a little while until the next wave came in. And when I caught that fish, I had about two or three 35-inch fish that I landed successfully. Revived them, released them, and I cast out. I had my one of my favorite plugs I was working that day. I'll show you right now. Is my Savage Gear 6.5-inch pencil. Throwing this sucker out 70, 80 yards. Splash, floats on top, makes a little rattle, wiggles on in. That big fish hit it. Line, I had my drag set probably one click away from locked, and that pulled line for about a minute solid of just screaming line. I looked at my friend. I said, "This ain't no 35-inch fish, brother." And
Yep.
the fight was on, man. The fight was on. We were up on the sandbar. We had walked through the trough a little bit. The trough wasn't too deep, maybe about crotch deep in water. We climbed up on the sandbar to get our distance more. So that's where we were standing when I caught that fish. Started backing my way through the trough. Wanted to get back up on the beach. So when I land this thing, I got some beach around me. I don't have the fish in the water. It's a lot easier to handle a fish when it's on the sand than it is in the water. So as I'm backing up onto the beach from the trough, my feet went out from under me, and I sat right down in the water, rod above me. Line went slack. I thought I was done. I thought the fish was gone. My friend tried to help me up. "Don't help me up," I said. "Grab my rod. Make sure that line is tight." I'd rather get myself up, make sure that fish is back on the line, right. Which it was. It never shook off. 6-8 minutes later, after it pulled some line a few more times, finally got the thing onto the beach, landed it. I was so exhausted. I was so thankful. It was 47, 48-inch fish. We weighed it in at about, it was about 44, 45 pounds. It was a quick weigh, and I don't want to hang it there for too long.
Sure.
Look at those numbers, and released that thing. And I sat down and caught my breath for about 20 minutes before I started again.
Of course, especially a personal best if you're out there. And I've experienced that where I've had my personal best, and you just sit down and you soak it all in, unless there's a blitz. You just throw that thing right back out there. But good times with that. I know it's great. But, Dave, let's get in a little bit more to the details. So a lot of guys go fishing. They come down with their regular 30-pound braid, 20-pound braid. They're looking to cast out far. And then you do land that big 40-plus pound fish. I'm not saying that a 30-pound braid's going to break. It's probably not. But it's always nice to have on the correct line and correct leaders. What is your setup? What are you using when you go out hunting for a big striper like that, or that the fish are around are probably big? What are you going out there with?
Well, I have my 9-foot Century surf machine that I had custom made for me. That's a pretty pricey rod, but any 9-foot, 9'6" rod, medium action, fast action rod. So you always want to check the ratings on your rods when you buy them. You gotta buy what the rod is set up for. This rod I had made for me. It's rated from 5/8 to 4 ounce. That's a pretty wide range, and it throws pretty strong, even the lightweight stuff. Because sometimes you're in the surf and you want to throw like a 3/4 ounce bucktail, 1/2 ounce bucktail, and if you got a heavy rod on you, it's not going to get the action that you want to get that thing out in the surf where you need it. So 9.5 foot is a good size. You don't need anything much bigger than that because you're not throwing to England. I mean, you're not going to throw much farther than 60, 80 yards. Fish with plugs. I like the Van Staal reel. Any good sealed reel is what you want to look for if you're fishing the surf. Because I was fishing with a Daiwa Saltist for a couple years, and that's a damn good reel. But there was a couple times when the waves broke hard, kicked up some sand, and my reel got locked up, and I couldn't rinse it. Couldn't get it working. Yeah. So I went for broke, and I bought the Van Staal. The Van Staal you can throw and kick around in the sand, rinse it off in the salt water, and it keeps going, man. I like to have it spooled up. There it is.
Yeah, there it is right there. This is the X1. This is the X1, not the X2. But this is what gets me by these days. I have one in black, one in silver, just in case one goes down. I got the other. I also have a VR, and I have a bunch of other reels that I rarely ever use. When I go on the surf, I always have my my Van Stall go-to. If I'm on a boat, I'll bring my Stella, but this
Yeah.
is my go-to right here.
Yeah, I mean that is all you need. That's all you can ever want when you have a when you're in the surf. That you don't have to worry about anything jamming up on you or anything getting clogged up with sand or whatever. I got the VSX 150. I put a longer shaft on the crank with the power knob. I didn't like the short shank. I didn't like the little knob that it came with. It
Correct.
seemed like a little bit of a toy. This thing I grab onto has got the power knob. It really works good.
Awesome.
I loaded it up with 30-pound Power Pro Super Slick, and I always run a 24-inch length of fluorocarbon leader on there.
Beautiful.
Excuse me. I tie that on. I love the Alberto knot. The Alberto knot for me has been infallible. I've never had any problems with it. It slicks up tight. Even after as you're fighting fish, I've noticed that it actually tightens itself up even more. And I've never had that knot fail. What I do when I tie the Alberto knot, wrap it up 7, wrap it down 7, stick it back through the hole. But after I cinch it up, before I cut the leader of the braid, I do a couple hitch knots onto the braid and right up tight to the knot, and then I cut it. That gives me a little bit of extra confidence that I know that that tag isn't going to slip into that knot and that knot will fail. I doubt that it'll happen, especially with the Alberto knot. The Albright I used to use, but that knot had failed on me many times because it slipped. So like I said, I love the Alberto. I do that double hitch knot, and now I know it can't slip because it's tied on there nice.
That I want to mention the Alberto knot. That is a world famous knot. I know freshwater fishermen that use that knot. Incredible. Alberto is a superstar fisherman in all types of fishing, from freshwater to saltwater. The man knows his fishing. And what I love about Alberto, and I'm not the only one, the man knows how to hunt the big fish. It's nice to go to his seminars if you can ever get to one, if you've ever speaking on one, to listen to what he has to say, because all these guys, these legends that have been around a while, it's always good to grab all the kinds of information you can from everybody, including yourself right now, Dave, because anything it's not going to turn a guy into a miracle and have him go fishing on the first day of January and catch a 50-pound striper. No, it's not happening. But I will tell you this, you will become a better surf fisherman. And also the more time you put in, such as what we call the grind, which I believe in so much, because I'm not the best surf fisherman in the world. I'm like everybody else. I'm an average guy. I go to seminars. I listen to what people say, and I'm very modest. I'm not going to sit around saying I'm the best. I only tell that to my wife, but I do not sit around and do that. You guys are the surf fishermen. You guys are the guys that I follow, believe it or not, and I appreciate that big time. So big kudos to that Alberto knot there. So continue, Dave, please.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm not by any means telling people that I know all or I'm the guy to go to if you have any questions about surf fishing. I do have a lot of experience. I do go out a lot, and I've learned a lot, and I like to share what I've learned with people. And that's why I like going on shows like this. I do a couple seminars in the off seasons. And my YouTube channel has a couple instructional videos on it and stuff.
Excellent, guys. You got to see that.
But yeah, none of this stuff. None of this stuff I make any money at. I'm not looking to make money. I just enjoy the whole sport of it all. I like being out there. I'm a talkative person. I love talking to people. And what better way to talk to people is on social media? So,
absolutely. And everybody know Hollywood is making a movie next year. It's the part 2 of Wonderful Life, and it's starring Dave and Mr. Poseidon next year. So keep an eye out for that one for sure.
When a striper hits your lure, an angel gets its wings.
That's right, buddy. There you go. You know, oh man, that's my favorite movie. I love that movie.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue on what your gear is that you're using when you line up to go for these fish. Now, you've mentioned the braided line. You mentioned your leader, carbofluoride. Do you use anything else on there? Do you use swivels? Do you use clips? What do you use to tie off to your lure? Personally, I'm a clip guy. Not the best to use. Believe me, there's stuff that's actually stronger than that you are guaranteed it won't bend out on you. But what do you use, Dave?
I like to use the larger size tactical clip. I can't remember what the weight is that it's called. I think it's the third one
Right.
in the line of the small, medium, large. I just call it, and I like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
size. It's heavy, it's strong. And any size lure, any size eyelet that you have at the end of your lure, that's going to slip through on and off quick and easy. I don't use swivels. The more stuff you tie to your line, the more chances you get of snagging stuff or having the fish go at the swivel or whatnot. So yeah, that's all. I love the tactical clips. I've been using them for years, and I've never had any problems with them. Excuse me. A little bit of a cold, so
No worries, Dave. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
There's Luke Chesnick is saying 125-pound TA clip is all around best. And I'm going to mention to you, Luke, that part of the prize next week, I think I have 100 and 125, even maybe higher on there. 2 packages of that. That's also included in that giveaway.
Angler.
Yeah, I love tactical angler clips, and I don't use any of that small stuff. Don't use the small stuff. Use the bigger stuff. We're all going for the big fish. Guys are sitting there telling me, yeah, I'm going for the big fish. You know, it's not like they're telling you, but everybody's thinking, I'm going for the big fish. Can't wait. Let's go. And then you got a 10-pound braid on. What are you doing? Well, I want to throw it out far. I don't say anything to anybody. You feel that works for you? You're going for the world record? Here you go. Here's thumbs up for you. But use stuff, use gear, not stuff. Use gear that's going to be what you're going for. Use the correct stuff. If you're planning on going for snappers, please don't show up with a 60-pound leader. Don't do that. 60-pound leaders, 80-pound leaders is what I love to use. I like to use them. I like to use 3-foot lengths. I fish Montauk a lot. You're on a rock. You want to wrap that lure. You want to lap the leader. You don't want to grab, obviously, you guys know, you don't want to grab the braided line. You do that and the fish jigs you a little bit, you're going to get cut. You're going to get sliced, and it's not going to be fun. Trust me. It's happened to me before. In the awe, in that moment when you're excited and you see the fish and you're not looking, grab the leader. Take your time, nice and slow. Keep a nice tight line, and hopefully with good execution, you will pull that striper in. So let's get back to Dave again. Dave talked about that. Talk about your gear. So, Dave, when you're going out there, what's going through your head, Dave? I want to know what's going through your head. What are you doing? If you got no birds, like you said, and do you just sit in one spot? Do you travel to the back bay? Do you walk up and down the beach? What's your philosophy on that? What are you doing?
Well, honestly, the birds are basically serving you the fish on a platter, and that's a beautiful thing. When you see that, that's so exciting, and you go for it. The fish are active and they're feeding, and there's no thought process in it. Just get your lure out there. Blind casting is probably the most underrated type of fishing on the surf, because regardless of whether or not you think the fish are there or not, the fish are there. The fish are swimming around. They're looking for food. Just because there's no big bait balls with fish feeding on them doesn't mean the fish are there. I've caught most of my fish, a lot of my fish, just basic blind casting. I'm looking for structure. I'm looking for what will attract a fish to come into the surf. What attracts a fish to come into the surf is a little bit of deep water, a little bit of activity with the water. Fish, bass love rough water. Look for the sandbars. Look for the white water. Look for the rips. Any kind of action in the water is going to attract
stop you.
bass.
Guys, write this down. Listen to him, right? These are very important. These are basic rules. These are very basic rules. You must listen to him. But Dave, go ahead, buddy. Continue.
Yeah, no, honestly, that rough water, that activity, those rips, that churns up a lot of activity. That churns up stuff from the sand. That confuses bait fish when they're trying to hide behind sandbars. It messes them all up. They're not swimming properly. They're caught up in the rips. They're being tumbled around in the surf because of the rough surf. Bass love that stuff. Bass aren't running and chasing. They're basically looking for the easy meal. And that's the type of water that you're looking for. Sometimes the deep water works. Sometimes the shallow water works. You got to try it all. And that's what's always on my mind is what can I try next that might not be working right now? And that's why I keep a series of different types of lures and rigs on me. I always have a surf belt on me. I always have a pouch that I can swing around. It's sitting behind me, but I can swing around to the side and to the front of me, open it up, pick through. I got my pliers on me to pull the hooks. I got my boga grip to grab the fish. It's all right there ready for me. I got an extra piece of line, a spool of line with me. I even have a piece of PVC that I cut with a little angle cut on it, clipped to the thing in case I need to lay the rod down. I don't want to lay it in the sand. I just pull that piece of PVC down, plant it in the sand, stick my rod, and I'm all set. Are we having a problem here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, Dave.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was yelling
at.
I turned off the volume here. When I do that and you see my lips moving, I'm yelling at my wife. I shouldn't be, but I'm yelling at her.
Yeah. I'm just making sure that we're all still on. So yeah, I mean, I'm walking the beach. I want to make sure I have everything that I need on me. I even have a pair of scissors and some extra clips and whatnot. What if I snap my line? What if something happens? I got to quick change something out. I got to get another length of leader on. I got to get another clip on. Sometimes, grabbing a knife or grabbing whatever. I have the little pair of scissors right stuck in my bag, ready for me to change out with whatever I need. Always look for why you're not catching at the time that you're not catching, whether you have to move or whether you have to change a plug. Maybe the swimmer's not working. Maybe you got to drag something down the sand. Maybe you got to splash something across the top. Try different things, but you got to try it for a little while. You don't just do 2 casts and they ain't working. No, you working for 5-10 minutes, 5-6 casts. Retrieve it nice, retrieve it slow, see what happens. If that ain't working, change it out. You got to be ready to try all different things, but stay mobile. Stay mobile. You can't just stand in one spot for 2 hours and expect a fish to come to you.
That's right. I was always taught that by Bill Wetzel. Guys, if you don't know Bill Wetzel, he's the premier surf guide in Montauk. He's the man that got my feet wet in Montauk the first couple of years I was going there, more than a couple of years. Really, I didn't know what I was doing. So until I met Bill Wetzel, then I discovered that it wasn't just the Point and North Bar. Bill Wetzel is an awesome surf guide. You set a date with him, takes you out on a 5-hour trip, and he's not going to teach you where the fish are. That doesn't exist, guys, okay? Fish might be there for a few days, a day, and then they're in another spot. Striped bass are constantly moving. So Bill Wetzel, you get a guide trip with him. He's going to bring you to different parts of Montauk. He's going to explain moon, tides, when it's good to fish here. And I promise you this, you will become a better surf fisherman after you're out with Bill Wetzel. One of the best, if not the best out there. Please book a trip with him if you can, especially if you're planning on Montauk. I suggest don't go out there the first time alone. Not that anything bad is going to happen, but it sure is nice when you walk into a place and you know the place and you know where to go and you know the moon is now and let's go there, Turtle Cove and North Bar and all the rest of the places there. You're going to learn. And the more you go there, the better chance you're going to have of catching a striped bass. Montauk's a beautiful place. I suggest anybody, even in the winter, take a nice ride with your wife, your girlfriend, chill, have a good time, lots of good restaurants there, and it's beautiful. And also, let's get back to Dave right now, because I said also, Jersey's very beautiful also. There isn't anything better than stepping on to, the older you get, guys, the more you start to become afraid of those damn rocks. So when you walk onto a beach like in Jersey and all you see is beautiful, guys, beautiful white sandy beaches. We're talking about Island Beach State Park all the way down to where the Barnegat Lighthouse is. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, if you want to go on the Long Beach side, my suggestion is save a lot of money, call Dave, give him all your money, and he'll bring you over there, no problem. And I'm just kidding when I say that. But Dave, I want you to talk about, because I've been to Long Beach a few times. People have invited me and I went. So I want you to tell them, because you're primarily, I don't want to say primarily, you fish where the fish are because you're a mover. You get out there and you move. But how is Long Beach versus Island Beach State Park? Is there a difference? What?
Long Beach Island is pretty much just as good as fishing Island Beach State Park, Seaside Heights, Lavalette. It just happens a little bit later in the season. Up north, from where I was saying that whole stretch of beach up before you get down to Long Beach Island, fish are real active. They're on the move. They're doing their migration. They're following all the bait fish, and they're chasing right up to the surf. Long Beach Island is not as great as that because they're a little bit further south. The island is a little bit more on a cut-in angle, and I find that there's a lot more structure. There's a lot more sandbars lined up, protecting the beaches, and the fish don't run in as hard to the beaches as they do on the other beaches up north of us. But that's not to say that they don't, because they turned on, and they turn on every year just around Thanksgiving by us. And it's more of an early morning, late afternoon thing on Long Beach Island. Unless it's a cloudy day, then it's an all-day thing. We do get a lot better catching, a lot better surf action with the incoming tides. We got a lot of water pushing in. We got really good troughs, really, really good structure. Nearer the inlets, we sometimes get a lot more action, but we also get really good fish mid-island as well. We have 18 miles of beach here. A lot of structure, a lot of good structure. It's all similar structure all the way down the whole length of the island. And the good thing about Long Beach Island is the beaches are very accessible. Every single block you can pull right up to the dunes, park on any of the streets. There's free parking on all the streets on Long Beach Island. Just don't park in front of people's driveways. Walk up and over the dunes, and you walk out. It's not a big long walk. You're right there. What's nice about getting onto the beaches in Long Beach Island is as you walk over the dunes, you're up on the top of the dune before you walk down, and you can observe the surf from there. And that's a great vantage point for you to choose where you want to fish. Because as you stand there for 5 or 10 minutes, look at the waves, see how they come in. Look at the color of the water. Oh, dark water, that's deep. Oh, look at the way those waves are breaking. There's the sandbar. As you stand there, you really observe it and you drink it all in. You can see specifically where those sandbars are, where those holes, where those cuts, or where those rips are. And then you work your way down to the beach because you chose your place to fish. And it's not that you're right in front of your face and you're not sure anymore because you're too close to the water. Exactly. As you walk on, and with any beach that you go on, don't just walk up to the water and start looking around. If you have a good vantage point up on top of sand dunes, stand there for 5-10 minutes. Read the water. Make sure you see where you're going to go. Choose wisely. My recommendation is always go at low tide. You have less water there. You can see the structure a lot better. The waves are crashing harder onto the sandbars. The rips are occurring a lot quicker. That way, all right, you mark down where you saw all that stuff. Now I'm going to come back later when the tide's coming in, when I got some water coming in. Now I know where to go. Always be very observant when you're on the water. Even when you're down at the beach front where you're fishing, I'm always looking around thinking, I'm a little bit, not sure of myself sometimes. I'm not catching fish. Why? Ooh, the water looks a little bit better over there. Sometimes you could observe things from right down there. Watch the birds as they come in up. If you see a big bird just cruising up along and he just keeps on cruising, nothing's catching his eye. If they start coming up and then make a turn and start checking stuff out, they're looking at something. That's fish. Even though you don't see birds pecking at the water, they might see it down in the deeper parts where they're starting to, get themselves ready to feed, or where they're checking out the sand, or there's something going on down there that they're eating. They might not be on the surface, but the birds are looking at them. So you see birds working, you just kind of hovering around, or even if you see them floating, sitting on the water, go over there, see what they're looking at. Maybe they're looking at fish that aren't busted on the surface yet. Be very observant when you're out there, always.
Absolutely, Dave. And also I want to add to that, if you're looking up and you're seeing these seagulls flying around, and all of a sudden you get 1, 2, 3 seagulls and they're coming down at you, it's for a reason. That movie, The Birds, it's true. Run for your car and your life. That's all I got to say. Because I've been bit by a seagull. I got the seagull wrapped up in line. So I was trying to grab the line. He reaches over, and this is a true story, through my waders. He didn't break through my waders, but he squeezed on my waders, on my calf. Guys, when I tell you, I would have never thought it. It was like somebody took a channel lock. That's a plier for you guys that don't know. And squeezed it on my leg. I never scream louder on the beach. Then this guy comes running up. He has this stick in his hand or whatever, and he's like, oh, hold on. It's like a dog. You put it in front of the stick. He grabs the stick, the seagull. And while he was doing that, I took off the line, and the bird went free. But I will tell you, excuse my language, a few days later, I had black and blue on my calf. They squeeze hard. It hurts. Trust me. Those beaks aren't softies. So just be careful. And like Dave said, you know, the birds are the first sign. When I'm walking down on the beach, my eyes are up and I'm looking for birds. And like Dave said, even if there's a few hovering around or whatever, go over there, see what they're doing. Most of the time, it's probably going to be nothing, okay? But there's always those times you're going to flick it out. And look at Dave. He ended up with a 44-pound fish. Bless his soul, personal best. Awesome. Dave, we talked a lot about your gear. We talked a little bit about, you know, catching these striped bass. I know that you do back bay fishing, and this is around the springtime. Am I correct?
Yeah, when the season opens up, I like going in the back bays, walking the sod banks, throwing little kettle creeks, split tails, sometimes even little topwaters. You know, you get a lot of those small fish coming out of the rivers, and you even get some of the migrating fish coming in off the ocean, running up into those areas. I love going up there early in the season, and you know, a lot of them are not keeper-sized fish. A lot of them are little schoolies. But talk about having fun, man. Sometimes right. I'm out there catching 30, 40 fish at a clip, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely a good start of the season to get back in those back bays.
Yeah, I also want to mention, I don't want to ignore everybody on here. A lot of stuff goes by real quick. Todd Croy, bitten by a seagull, really? Yes, Todd, it happened to me. And it hurts, bro. It's like a plier, like I just meant. Somebody squeezing a plier on wherever they're biting you. So don't let them bite you in that midsection. It'll be the last bite you ever take. You'll never go fishing again.
I had a couple times where I tangled some seagulls in my line. Had to pull them onto the beach and untangle them. I just throw a towel over their head.
Oh yeah, Jay Falco was saying that.
Yeah,
also.
yeah. Okay, there he is. He's back. We lost you for a second, Dave. You froze up.
Oh,
something's up again. We okay?
Oh, all right. I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, I'm just talking about, you know, the couple times I tangled. You got me?
Yeah, we got you. Go ahead.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, no, just I always keep a towel on my belt, and I'll put a towel over their head, grab them by the beak, unwind the line, and let them go that way. That kind of calms them down. But yeah, those big seagulls, they can bite hard, man. And I've always been told, and I do it all the time, just throw a towel over their head.
Yeah.
Calms them down.
That's what I wanted to mention is that Jay Falco, just a little while ago, he said throw a towel. I throw towels now if I have to. This has happened to me a good amount of times with seagulls. It happens, guys. If you're consistently casting and you're into birds out there, you're probably going to hit a bird if they're close enough. And if it happens, your best method is definitely like Jay Falco and also Dave just said, to throw a towel over. Bill Jacob says, watch your eyes. Gulls will peek them out, baby. That's right. Be super, super careful, man. Those birds are nice. They're like, yeah, nice, cute birds. All right, let me continue here a little bit. Thank you guys for showing up to the show. No, it's not over. I'm just thanking everybody out there. Lots of people out there. Wormway, Ryan Lawson, how can you do? It says, can you please put up a link for Bill's content info? Want to plan a Montauk trip next year? Okay, we're going to leave a link on the bottom of the description here. And it's Bill Wetzel. You can find him on Instagram, but I'm going to leave the link. This way you can get direct to him. His number's on there. You call direct. If there's a message, just leave a message. Let him know what you want. Don't call him up and say, hey, well, you know, Mr. Poseidon said you're going to show me where the fish are. And I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm just giving an example. Just leave a message, and Bill will get back to you. Going back to the guys out there, Thomas Hood, Brian, my man Brian. Brian built the base for my Montauk Striper Challenge trophy that we have. It's a beautiful trophy. It's up here. I don't know if you guys can see it in the overall look. It's there in the back. My wife's got the arrow there. But this year's winner, Brandon Saucerly, congratulations on that 47-pound stripe abasta. Anyway, continuing, Luke Chesnick, Antagonizer Laws, Tim Murphy, my man, part of the Jersey crew down there. Tim, do you know Tim Murphy, Dave?
Me, no.
You gotta
Sorry.
meet him. Dynamite guys. He's down there with the Jersey boys. Those guys are hardcore guys, all the way down south, all the way up north. Those guys fish it, and they know it. I fished with those guys before, and I can't wait to get out there with them again. Dave Matthews, how you doing? I remember my 4-year-old daughter standing on Robert Moses with a big pretzel in her hand and a seagull trying to take it. She won the tug of war. Bless you, Dave. I do not want to mess with you. Can you imagine a 4-year-old girl, Mrs. Matthews? Dave will rip your head off. Forget about it. Thanks, Dave. I like that one. Beast River Rose. Thank you, buddy. Who else we got that? Ange the Gorilla Angler. Under this shirt, I have his shirt on here. It's the Gorilla Angler. Am I showing that? I'm not even going to pull the shirt and rip it. It's one of my favorite shirts. He fishes with the Gorilla Crew guys. These guys are rough, tough guys. He loves fishing rocks. It's a challenge for him. I went out there fishing with him in September when I thought I was ready. I wasn't. I had to cut that trip short with him. I'm sorry about that. He's a very good guy. He stayed there an extra day, but I had to go because I had that emergency. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking about these damn emergencies, hospitals. I'm fine. I'm coming back. I can't wait to get out there fishing. What else do we got out there? Grandpappy was here when I had 10 people on the show. And he's still coming to the show. Dynamite guy gets out there fishing with his son. I remember a few years back, he asked me. I told him it was Robert Moses State Park. He went out there, he got on the fish. I was so proud of that moment. He also gives me good intel. It's good to know. You guys are all going to get to know each other. So you can call each other and, please, I don't want anybody calling somebody and go, yeah, they're hitting down in Florida right now. Go over there and then hang up the phone and look at your buddy and go, he's going to Florida. So don't do that, all right? So it's silly, yeah. So, but you guys are all going to get to know each other, especially at the Montauk Striper Challenge. I'm getting ready to gear up this year, and we're going to run a little competition down in Jersey. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to see what we can create out there. So spread the news, guys. Mr. Poseidon is going to have a Jersey Striper Challenge. I have to do it. It's a must. Those guys have been calling me and pretty much threatening me to have a competition down there. Nobody threatens anybody here, guys. I only do the threatening. She threatens me a lot, man. Now it's like, why are you cleaning the dishes? Oh, get up. I did the laundry before, right?
Yeah.
That was awesome. Honey!
Now you know.
Where's the soap? What are you yelling for? I never did this.
You didn't know how everything got done.
I didn't know how everything done. You know something? There's this thing called the washing machine. I'm telling you, it works. It really works. And there's a dryer next to it. It's freaking awesome, man. I love it. Anyway, let's keep going on that. Bronx Surfcaster, my man Oscar. Oscar's from the Bronx. We refer to Oscar as the godfather of fishing. And that's no bull. And get your pictures with Oscar when he's 3 years old fishing the East River. East River, great spot. Beast River fishing, he's not out there. Let's say hello to my buddy, who's also been here from the start. Ocean State Bass Fishing, a member of the Narragansett Surfcasters Club. I'm also a member of that club. And Bruce Bain, the president of the Narragansett Surf Fishing Club there. Great bunch of people. Those guys in Rhode Island kick the booty. They kick the booty. They're good fishermen out there. What was I going to say? Charlie, rest his soul. Rest in peace, Charlie. Probably the best surf fisherman I knew up there. I'm not the only one that says that. Charlie was a legend and he was 40 years old. Charlie would tell his wife, drive me to the spot. I'd see Charlie driving around over there. Well, I went there a lot last year before this surgery, but I would see Charlie driving around. Hey, Mr. P, come on, let's go. I'm like, Charlie, why do you get your wife to drive? Why don't you just drive? And he looks at me like I'm stupid, and he was right. People follow Charlie up there, and how do they follow him? Narragansett isn't a huge place out there. There's certain spots, and everybody drives by these spots. And if Charlie's truck is there, they're going fishing there. They're going to see 50 guys fishing down there. Now he got his wife dropping him off. There's no Charlie truck. They're looking for him. They think there's no fish around. Charlie put me on a lot of fish, guys, and he was incredible. I was there the day he caught his 45-inch, I think it was, 45-inch fish, and I took a picture of it. He won that year. He was on his second year straight. Oh, man, let me tell you. And also, the guy who said Bruce was on the other night, last week. He was on last week. He's going to be on again before the Narragansett Surf Casting Club Surf Day, which is, the lures and all that good stuff. What's that, honey?
January 13th?
Yeah, January 13th it's happening. I'll be there, too. I can't wait. That is a great, great show. Guys, that's a great show. Great show. I know also Bill Jacob is going to be there with the Montauk crew there. They'll have their tables set up. Guys, you're meeting the best of the best. These guys. And also we got January 17th. We got Zeno's show going on. The Lord Melville School there. Another great show. Another super great show. If you guys aren't going to these shows, come to the Montauk Challenge. You can all meet over there and have a great time. But get to these shows. Very good shows. Great people to meet. And you're going to pick up tons of information on these shows. Brooklyn Angler Fishing, Churchwood. Oski, my man, up in the canal. Oscar, what's up, my brother? Oscar's also been a regular here on the show. Oscar, I respect you. Thank you so much. Oski fishes up at the canal. These guys catch fish. They got a crew of guys out there, and they work like a team. Info going back and forth. If you're not on that team, I'm sorry, you're probably not going to catch any fish that day. No, I'm kidding. Get out there and fish. Grind. That's the main thing. Bill Jacob. MSA may have some at the Narragansett. E2 also. ET also. You guys got to check it out, man. Those guys get the best. You're not going to find these plugs once they're gone. Once they're gone, say, bye-bye, it's over. These guys get these plugs especially made for them for these events, and when they're gone, they're gone. John Francisconi, how you doing, buddy? Who else we got out there that I didn't say hello to? John McCoy. What's going on, John? Bloodline Fishing Adventures, also been here from the start. Bloodline, you're the best, brother. Thank you for coming down. Another canal fisherman up there. Love you guys. Who else do we got? You guys, listen, there's like 91 people on right now. Come on. Listen, I see there's 48 likes. 91 and 48. Is that the same number, honey? Come on, let's hit the like button. The like button helps me. It helps my algorithm so I can get this out more to people like you. Next week, guys, I got Santa. He's coming by. He's going to land on the roof. I'll take pictures if you don't believe me. He's going to land on the roof. He's coming down with Mrs. Claus. Going to have a great show, great giveaway. Now, enough said. I said hellos. I said hello to everybody. Guys, hit the like button. Please help me out. For the guys just standing there going, well, no. Please, yes. Okay, let's get back to Dave. Dave, tell me more,
Yes.
Dave. Tell me more. What haven't we talked about tonight, Dave?
Well, we had the fall run running through, and we had a lot of action from October, November into December here, and now those fish are starting to move out. And but we still have some back bay fish. We still have some resident fish that like to make their way out to the surf. We have sand eels coming in, and right now, probably up until mid-January, we're going to have a sand eel bite. We're going to have the schoolies out. We're going to have 25, 26, 28-inch fish, maybe 30s and 32s, feeding on sand eels in the surf. And what we like to do here on LBI is go out super early in the morning. It's still dark out. First light starts cracking into the horizon. We're out on the beach. We're fishing with diamond jigs and teasers. We're imitating the sand eels. We have our 30-pound test line. We have our clips. We have our diamond jigs on the end. I like the green tails. Some guys like the white tails. And then we'll, of course, about a foot or so up on top of the line here, we got a dropper loop. We got a sand eel teaser. And this whole setup right here is going to catch you some nice fish early in the morning. That keeps you active out there on the surf till I think this year.
Dave. Question. Before you get off that subject there, where do you find fish are hitting? Is there certain times where they're hitting the teaser? Is there certain times they're hitting the diamond? Or is it just all luck?
I tell you, when I fish with this setup, I get about 70% of my fish on the teaser. Wow. A lot of times, and it's very interesting, and I've heard about this, about how they feed on sand eels. They see that the sand eels are swimming, they see the fish coming, they dive into the sand, and the fish grab mouthfuls of sand and, filter out the sand and eat the sand eels. And now I'm sure you guys saw it. There was a video that came out on Facebook recently. I don't know from where, but it was all over Facebook where they showed that activity in the sand, where the sand eels were actually diving into the sand and the bass were just grabbing at them, filtering out the sand and sucking them down. And that's why it's cool to have something dragging in the sand like this. There's also different types of sand eel imitations, not necessarily the diamond jig. There's some soft baits out there. There's some actual hard body baits that imitate sand eels. Also the needlefish. I like these smaller ones. This is a super strike. This isn't the real big ones. These are the smaller ones. These work fantastic this time of year for the fish that are feeding on sand eels. But as far as the teasers are concerned, like I said, if I had this set up with the teasers, I tell you, 60-70% of my fish are hitting those teasers. And I've even had it where there's so much action on the teaser, I don't bother with the diamond jig on the bottom. I'll put a 1-ounce sinker down there and just throw the teaser out. I do very well with that. Sometimes I'll put 2 dropper loops on where I'll have 2 teasers, a 1-ounce sinker, and I'm out there nice and slow, little twitches, nice and slow, little twitches. You're catching them fish, man. And I tell you, super early in the morning before first light, during the sunrise, it happens. And as it gets brighter out, it starts to slow down, and then you go home, have breakfast, and clean your equipment.
Absolutely.
But that's what's going on this time of year. Get out there super early in the morning and fish with those. And if you're not getting hit with those little sand eel imitations, throw some shads.
Beautiful shads, love them.
Shads. Throw some SPs. Throw something skinny and small. Little SPs. Throw the white SPs.
Beautiful.
Even these mag darters. I love these yellow mag darters. Something that's swimming around. Something that's small. Something that's moving into the water column. You know, for the most part, fish come into the beach. They're looking in the sand for something. Almost every fish that I've pulled out off the beach, where I brought it home, where it was a keeper size, I filleted it on my fillet table outside. Open up their belly. Every single fish has sand fleas, calico crabs, sand eels, whatever's in the sand is in their bellies. For the most part, fish are nosing around in the sand. And if they're not, they're probably chasing bait. But for the most part, they're gonna see what's going on in the sand, and they're gonna eat what's there. So make sure you just bring a few different things with you when you're out there. Even these little bucktails, these little nice little yellow bucktails. I love these things too.
Bucktails are my favorite.
The little white ones
Love
with the split tails. You don't need something big. 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce. If you're fishing the surf and it's not too rough out, you got a nice rod that'll throw something light like this. They gobble these things up, man. And these things have good hooks on them. Sometimes these single hooks.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. You're right about that, guys. I also want to mention Bloodline Fishing Adventures. Thank you so much for that, guys. We do take donations also on the channel. I don't care if it's $1. I'm proud and I'm very happy that anybody makes any kind of donations on my channel. All the money that is used is not for Mr. P and Mrs. P going to Las Vegas. You need a lot more than $5 to go to Las Vegas. But other than that, we do take donations, and all of the money is recouped and put right back in here. And as you can see, I go out and I invest in Van Stalls. No, I haven't gotten $1,600 in donations, trust me. But we do take that money and we reinvest it back in here because I love you guys and I want you guys to have the best. Again, let's go back right now just for 1 second, Dave. Before you go, I want to show everybody. So on the overhead look, guys. So this is a Hoka Hay plug. It's a double jointed. You can see it's got a metal lip in the front. He believes in this like God. So he's got a treble hook in the front, doesn't have anything in the back. This baby swims like a dream. This is the larger one that I have from him. Somebody had donated this to me. It's absolutely gorgeous. And Super Strike, the ever last of Super Strike. They've been here from the start. This is a zigzag 2 3/8 ounce. It's a black and gold here. It's actually a beautiful lure. I'm pretty sure that this was the one that Edwin had given to me for a giveaway. I found it the other day. I thank you for this, Edwin. Guys, I got to say again, Luke Chesneck, thank you so much. Joy McCoy, you guys are the men. You guys are the guys. All you guys. I love you all just for coming to my show. I appreciate you. If you're new and you just came on, please hit that like button. There's going to be tons of great shows. I love having fun, and I like knowledge. That's why I love having guys like Dave on. Sounds like you want to say something, Dave. Go ahead. Oh,
No, I'm just enjoying your rap, buddy.
Yeah. The raffle's going to be really nice tonight. I was going to take a choice and say, which one do you want? We were going to put up a, what do you call it when they...
Like a poll?
Yeah, like a poll. But we won't do that. I'm going to give you guys both of these tonight to the winner. Also, I'm going to give you guys a MSC Montauk cap here that I've had that I was giving these away in Montauk. So we'll add in a cap also. I think that's a pretty good deal, guys. This is over $120 right here, just to let you know. The Striper Hunt, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. You've been here also for a while. Thank you for coming to my show. T.Y. Cam, I hope I said that. Did I say that right, honey?
Yeah.
Good. T.Y. Cam, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, so let's do that. Now, for the guys that don't know, oh, look at this, Michael Mimo.
Oh, man.
Michael Mimo comes to my channel and does these amazing giveaways. Also, guys like Delco Joe. I'm not expecting anything, Delco. You've done so much for me since the start. You guys give me the world. Michael, you make me feel like somebody. Some of the messages that I get from Michael, absolutely beautiful. Everybody, all the messages I get, Instagram, man, the nicest things. Get well, your wife. Everybody is a good person. The trick, here's the trick, guys. So when you meet somebody and you become buddies and you want to go fishing together and you come home and your wife's like, oh, you got a new buddy and this and that, and everybody's happy. 2 weeks later, it's like, that guy sucks, man. What? No, I'll tell you why that guy sucks. You can't go fishing with somebody every single day. Save it. Go fishing once every 2 months, once every 3 months. Split it up. Go out with other guys. You start hanging out all the time, it's not going to be fun. You keep it nice and level and like this, and you're going to be friends for life. When I go to my family parties, you can ask my wife straight out, everybody's always angry at us. We walk in, they're like, oh, you don't call us. You're never around. No, but I come to all the family affairs. When I see people, I always say hello, da-da-da. And they're like, yeah, but you don't call. I go, you know why? Because I come to these family parties, and you're mad at Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe's mad at Uncle Phil. Aunt Mary doesn't like Aunt Tula anymore. You know, why? Because they start hanging out a lot, and eventually, we're men. We want things our way. Women. It's my cookbook that's the best. Do you understand? Just keep things at a nice low profile and you'll be best friends forever. This is what my channel is all about. It's about bringing you guys together. You guys are the fab. Without you, I'm nothing. I'm nothing. I've had shows in those first couple of months. We had 4 people on. Bruce Bain was the guy. Vinny DeChico. Vinny's Custom Laws. My God, these guys came onto my show. There was 4 and 5 people, but the knowledge was there. They were giving it out, and it just grew. It grew and grew and grew, and it's growing. And I'm happy for this. I'm so happy to have you guys all here. And when I get off, we're going to go back to regular life. I'll start screaming and yelling at my wife. She'll start knocking me out, telling me to take the garbage out, do this, do that. We love you guys. Danny D, man, you're the man. James Flynn. Ortiz, how you doing, my brother? Okay, so
Danny D says he was fishing by Bayside Dave, and he didn't know.
Danny D Morales was fishing by you. Didn't know, Dave. But when you guys see each other and you know who they are through my show, go and say hello. Hey, I saw you on the Mr. Poseidon show. Dave will give you his time. Don't go up to him in the middle of the blitz and start bothering him. Okay, so those things are rare. So, guys, for you guys that don't know, the new guys. The weekly giveaways that I've done have always been on YouTube. I'm going to change it now. I'm going to start doing them on Instagram. I think it's much better. It's much easier. And I can get more output like that, meaning I can get more people to see, to see what is actually going on. So I'm going to be starting to change that format. Now, these right here we're going to do. If you left a comment on last week's live stream, if you go there and you leave a comment, all you got to do is leave a comment there. Like the video and leave a comment. You're in this drawing. So for the people who are new and want to be a part of this, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. I'm going to speak to Dave again. You're getting 5 minutes. Go to that. leave a comment, come back, because you got to be present to win these things. I don't just give them out. So, Dave, while everybody's doing that, you want to finish off with anything here, Dave? Because I'm going to get you on the show again. I wish I could have you on every week, but we don't do that. There's plenty of people waiting to be on. So go ahead, Dave.
Well, there's one thing I learned about fishing for bass in the surf. People are saying, match the hatch and all that. If you see them on peanut bunker, throw something that looks like a peanut bunker. If they're on, adult bunker, throw something that looks like adult bunker. I beg to differ. There's been many times when I see bass on peanut bunker and I'm throwing something big. I'm throwing a nice big swimmer.
Sure.
I'm even throwing a metal lip. I was on a boat a couple months ago, and we had massive amounts of bunker all around us, mostly peanut bunker, and fish were going absolutely crazy. There was 18 to 22 pound fish following lures right up to our boat. And there was a couple times when we went right up to where the peanut bunker were being fed on, and I'm throwing this little shorty metal lip, and I'm just throwing it. I'm not throwing it into the center of the fish, of all the bait fish, because then you end up hooking them things. Oh, I got a little peanut bunker on my lure now. Damn it! No, throw it around the outskirts, on the edges, on the fronts, on the backs, right between you and the pod. Let the thing swim nice. These things look a little bit different than what they're feeding on, but it catches their eye.
That's right.
And they look at it, and they go at it because it's their instinct to hit something that's moving.
That's right.
So don't throw something that looks exactly like a peanut bunker. You don't have to throw something that looks exactly like an adult bunker. Throw something a little bit different that's going to catch their eye.
Yeah.
And I've been very successful doing stuff like that. These NLBNs, these green NLBNs, oh my God, these things are fantastic.
Beautiful.
They gobble these things up.
I want to mention, Dave, before you show any more lures, the little one that you just picked up. There's a gentleman out here, he's on the show right now, Antagonizer Lures. Now, I have a few of them. Guys, this guy makes these little lures. That's like the one you're looking at, Dave. They're beautiful, and they catch fish.
This is a Pappy's pride, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes these shorties are good with the smaller fish. Of course, I got the biggies
that
I like to throw as well. But I tell you, like I said, sometimes, a lot of times when they're on fish, just throw something a little different that'll just catch their eye, because they're looking for something to break away from the pod. They're looking for that weak fish. They're looking for that fish that got injured or damaged or got a little bit weak, and it's they're gonna grab at that. They're not gonna attack the whole pod. So if something catches their eye, especially if it's a little bit different than what they're feeding on, they're going to grab at it, and I've been very successful doing so.
There you go. So you did make contact with Danny DeMorales. He just said he's walked by Dave a few times. I was in his backyard. Told me not to throw this and that. We was on the fish after 100%. Thank you for that, Dave. He's telling you, Danny DeMorales.
Oh, all right. Well, I run into so many people for so many years. Yeah. I'm sorry if I don't specifically remember that exact thing. But, I always try to just help people out a little bit if I can. And a lot of times I'm looking to be helped out too.
That's right.
All the talking I do, I'm either learning or I'm teaching, and a lot of times I'm learning because I'm always learning.
You got it. That's the way to be, Dave. Absolutely. Delco Joe. Nice. Delco Joe says, join MSA. You guys should join MSA. This is a dynamite group of guys. You're going to meet some of the best surf casters in the Northeast. I'm telling you, it's a great club to be a part of. And you get this cool-looking plate that you can put on your car. Trust me. Okay, let's do that. The giveaway, I think it's enough time for the people who went out there and left a comment on last week's live. From now on, I'll be mentioning it on Instagram. You just leave, tag a couple of people, and we're putting up the giveaways, and we're going to go through there from now on. Next week, I'm going to remind you guys again, it's the big giveaway. You guys want to see that giveaway, it will be it's on Instagram right now. You can see all the prizes that are listed there. It's over 1,600. Add in now Bill Jacobs, products that he donated. And thank you to you so much, Bill. You've done so much for me. You've stuck by my side. And I know it can be a pain in the butt sometimes, but without you, brother, it's kind of tough to make it without you guys sometimes. So thank you very much. I appreciate you. So let's get back to these plugs right now. That's the Hokahay 8-inch Cowboy, and we have the Zigzag here by Super Strike. Let's get that overhead look. These are beautiful plugs. Good luck to you guys, and you're going to get a Montauk cap, which stands for the which is for the MSC. That's the Montauk Striper Challenge. And, of course, my Mr. Poseidon tag inside there. All right, guys, here we go. Let's do that spin. Good luck to everybody who was on there. All right, honey, let it rip. On three. On three. Not till I say three.
Okay.
1, and a 2, and a 3. And the winner is... Oh, my God, it's going so fast. Oh, we got David Matthews. David Matthews, if you're out there, David Matthews, you get a 10-second countdown. Unfortunately, if you're not out there, you're not going to win. So hopefully you'll let me know. So let's start it out. 10, 9. You get the Poseidon countdown. You know, there's only a couple extra seconds
David
in there.
Matthews.
There he is. David Matthews. Congratulations, David.
Good,
you just won a power pack of about $120 worth.
Man.
Seriously, it is $120 worth. These are not cheap plugs, and my cap goes for about $1 million. I'm giving it free tonight. So other than that, guys, I thank you for coming to the show. Dave, any final say goodbyes to anybody? And remind everybody, you will be back on my show, Dave.
I can't wait. I love being on your show, man. It's a lot of fun talking fishing with you. I hope to meet you on the beach one day.
Oh, you will.
If anybody, if y'all are on Facebook, join my group, Surf Fishing LBI with Bayside Dave. We talk nothing but surf fishing. There's no irrelevant posts. There's nobody selling things, buying things. There's no wise-ass comments. It's all filtered out.
That's right,
It's just
baby.
surf fishing knowledge.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so happy. I'm hungry. Okay, I'm so happy, everybody. Thank you for coming to the show. For all the newbies,
Thank you, James.
I expect to see you next week. Santa's going to be here. He's really going to be on my show. And Mrs. Claus. And all she's going to be wearing is an underwear.
No.
Okay. What are you worried about? It's not you. We're talking about Mrs. Claus. I don't think anybody
Mrs.
wants to see her in
Claus.
an underwear anyway. Guys, thank you so much. I love you all. You guys made this show, not me. You guys made this show. Thank you to everybody. Bill Jacob, we're going to leave a message on the bottom. Mr. Bill Wetzel, you can get in touch with him. I'll leave the, what do you call it?
The link for his website and his
The link.
Instagram.
Oh my God, my mind is like.
I know.
Yeah. So we're gonna leave a link on the bottom. Get in touch with Bill. Great guy to talk to. Get out there and get fishing with him so you can know what Montauk is all about. Once again, the Striper Hunt DJ Live. What's up, my brother? Churchwood, Jane Flynn, Wormway, Brooklyn Fishes, Jay Falco, Outcast, my man Outcast. I've met him in Montauk a few times. Wonderful cat. Outcast fishes with all the legends. That's all he fishes with. Every time I see him, he's fishing with a legend out there. I'm like, holy smokes. Great fisherman. Thank you, Outcast, for coming to my show. Bloodline Fishing Adventures. What can I say, brother? Ange the Gorilla Angler. Way to go, brother. Sal. Sal is the man. Sal is the coolest dude I know, man. You're cool, man. You really are. Tim Murphy. Ruth Edelman. So nice to see you, hon. Thank you for coming to the show. William Helmet. I love that name. He's got the baddest name, bro. Danny D. Morales. Striper Hunt. Kevin R. What's going on, my brother? What's that? Dodge Fishing. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Wormway and Tom Hood. New York Walkthrough. Let's go!
Thank
There we go. That's the ending of the show. Here we go. See you guys next week. I love you all. For you guys that don't know, you're only going to get to see me dance today. Sorry, Dave. I love you. See you next time, brother.